What's going on, YouTube world? This is the Shred Academy, and welcome back to another episode of What the F Happened, the only crash reel on the internet that not only shows you awesome crashes, but shows you why they happen so you don't make the same mistake. So let's get to watching some people crash and finding out why.
Why does this guy dead sailor? I mean, you can tell he does this big body weight preload and shoves his weight down into the whole bike. Now, what happens is he does that, the bike actually starts to rebound as it's going up the lip. And his body motion has stopped right here. He won't be doing any more motions. He's just a passenger. But as the bike rebounds and tries to take off the lip of the jump, watch this guy's knees kind of soak up the bike, and that's because the bike is going up and his motions have stopped, right? So if the bike's trying to go up and you're trying to go straight, you're kind of going to have this two fighting energies, and the resulting energy goes to the side, which right there, you know, and then, yep, can't control it. So staying away from these big type of body weight preloads into the bike before you go up the lip can definitely help reduce your risk of dead sailors, losing control in the air. It's just not a good idea. If you're pushing into your suspension like that, it's rebounded before you've taken off the lip. Go ahead and try to shove your suspension down there and hold it in as it goes up the lip. If you want your suspension to continually get compressed up the lip, you need to be driving in with your feet into the face of the jump the whole time you're going up the jump, right until you leave the jump, not at the bottom of the jump, and hope that rebound will be nice and slow as you make it to the top. This all happened because of this one little boom right there. That's why that happened. Those hard body weight preloads, people think that's going to help them go up the lip. It's going to hurt. It's going to hurt, just like this guy. This one's really good. Wang! Superman! I mean, if she could have got the pedals, epic save. But what happens is, honestly, if you look at her, she comes in, if you notice her like body kind of bouncing around right there, you can kind of tell she's just riding the bike. She's a passenger, not a pilot. And then as she goes through the transition, right when you'd be shifting your hips back to kind of accept the transition and start to fight the G-forces and push your feet into the transition of the jump, she just gets forced into her bike. Her body kind of goes into the back seat, really engages that rear suspension. And then as the front wheel dives, she gets kicked by that rear suspension. Complete Superman. Should have kicked it back really hard right there. She might have been able to find the pedals. And then super hard on her side. But if we would have shift our hips back right here, start to push in with our feet, we would have created this counterweight for the front wheel and we would have soared in the air. But if you're a passenger, not a pilot, and just get sucked in by the G-forces right there, once that front wheel leaves, if nothing is going to continue guiding it up, as the rear wheel travels towards the edge of the lip, that front wheel is going to get thrown down, just like it does here. And then the kicking is going to get enhanced by that rear suspension. And man, right off the pedals. Super great. I mean, I really just wish there was a Superman right here. Just kick the legs out, bring them back. And then she could have found the pedals right here. Bring them down there, both level, like ready to get jumped on. But maybe next time. Now, there's a lot going on in this clip that caused this. So let's break down the few things that he did wrong here. Ugh, that looked like it hurt. All right, so he comes in, pumping, looking good. Now, we get a body weight preload, and then this is the time he should be accepting the lip. But if you notice, watch his upper body right there go forward. That's because he didn't accept the lip all the way. He just kept his upper body a little too far forward, and his body kind of starts to go forward, right? That was the first mistake. The second mistake, if you watch his preload down, and now his weight's gonna go straight up, right? And he's on his toes here, okay? What does that mean when you go onto your toes when you're jumping? You're unweighting, right? So all of a sudden, this bike has no weight on it, right? Right now, no weight. And then this rear wheel right here catches this last little bit of lip. And because he's not driving the rear wheel up, this is gonna cause that front wheel to fall as this rear wheel goes up and then kicks him forward, like so. Whoop. Forward we go. And this is really all because he uses a two-wheeled lift method by unweighting the bike all at once. And when you unweight the bike all at once, as soon as the front tire leaves, you leave risk of the back tire getting hung up on the edge of the lip because you're not actively pushing that rear wheel up and off the lip with you. Two-wheeled lift strikes again. It never ends well. It eventually ends poorly. Down with the two-wheeled lift. This has to be my favorite crash of this whole reel. Okay, and it's because just recently I've created some drop videos, and I've had people say, you can just ride right off those jumps. And this is exactly what happens when you ride right off of a jump. The front wheel is gonna dive as soon as it leaves. You need to provide some sort of counterweight so this front wheel can plane out or drift up a little bit. I mean, in this case, you kind of just want it to plane out nice and easy and start to create that arc. But as you can see right away, fall. And she just stays in that back seat, and as soon as this rear wheel leaves, well, nope, never gonna happen, never gonna happen. It's just doomed from literally doing nothing off the lip. For me, I would have probably done like the push here, kind of push the bike forward. Now, as she's back here, right here, I would have been pulling myself up and over. This is how she could have prevented this. Right now, pulling herself forward on the bike so that she can kind of be in the center of it and not be in that rear seat the whole time. But with no body motion, this is what's going to happen when you just ride right off of jumps. I mean, it never works out. When you leave a drop, your front wheel is going to fall. You have to do something to keep it from falling. Like this one. Oh God, I'm using this in a Shred Academy how-to video. This proves my point. You have to do something. Now, yes, you really wouldn't want to create a big arc, but you could even use the J-hop and create a very small arc, because the J-hop offers you different varied amounts of pop. Super high, itty bitty. Well, I guess that's itty bitty. In the middle. You get my point. But I would definitely say on this drop itself, the push would be your best bet. You don't have any gap to clear. You don't want to create a big arc. You just kind of want to fall off of it. But you can't just ride right off of it. No, you can't. You'll end up like this girl. Probably hating her boyfriend. Just ride right off. You'll be fine. That was him filming. Oh no, she's gonna hate me. Yep. Yes, she is.
All right, guys, that's going to do it. I hope you enjoyed these crashes. I hope you learned something so you know what not to do so you don't end up one of those guys. If you have a clip that you'd like to send us, make sure that you email it over to us. The link is in the description. If we don't see you till next time, make sure you try to keep that rubber side down. If you'd like to support the channel, we've got a few ways. You can become a Patreon. The link is in the description. 37 cents a day can make a huge difference in this small content creator's life. You can also leave a tip through my PayPal account, friends and family now. As well, you can buy some merch. We've got merch. Check it out. Buy some for Christmas. If I don't see you till next time, guys, take it easy.